Podcasting from Northwest Pennsylvania. You're listening to the GenXtra Podcast, a show about Generation X, movies, technology, weird news, and anything else they feel like. Join them every Monday morning. Now, here's your hosts, Dave and Joe.
All right, welcome back to another episode of your favorite podcast, the GenXtra Podcast.
Hello.
What's up, Breeze?
Hello, how are you?
Good.
Yeah.
Good
to be back. Good to be back in the chair.
Does feel good. Yeah, my arms don't feel so good though. I had to yesterday. Yeah, yesterday I was jumped in the Explorer, and I went to back up out of the driveway, and all of a sudden all my lights came on, and shit started squeaking, squealing, and smoke started coming out from under the hood. I'm like, oh God, like what has happened? So I quickly turned the car off and checked it out. And lo and behold, my serpentine belt broke due to a seized up alternator. Yeah. Turning into a automotive podcast now. But yeah,
I'm not familiar with the serpentine belt. Not to go into the automotive podcast too much, but I actually am not familiar with that belt in a car or vehicle.
Well, it's the one
easy to describe, or?
Yeah, it's the one that snakes around to all your wheels on the side or the front of your engine, wherever all your pulleys are at, like your
oh, okay, all right,
alternator, your air conditioner,
okay,
pump, stuff like that. But anyway, yeah, it broke. So I didn't know at first why, but I found that the alternator was seized up, so I had to lube the heck out of that and get it broke free again. But yeah, got the new one on and good to go. But my hands and my arms are beat up because it is a tight squeeze getting in there.
Yeah, I would think so. I mean, applause to you for doing that. I wouldn't have even tried. I'm not as handy as you, as you know.
You had somebody like tow it and take it to a shop.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh no, absolutely. Like that would have been like we would, in the time it took to have this conversation about it on the podcast, I would have already called someone and the tow truck would be on their way. I'm not handy. I don't know how to fix that stuff, nor do I want to try. Honestly, it's just not where if I'm going to grow my skill set, that's probably not my area of interest.
It's so bizarre because I personally I love that stuff. Like I don't mind figuring something out, but I already knew how to take care of this this problem. But yeah, if I have some issue come up with a vehicle, or whatever, a broken furnace or whatever it may be, I'm like, all right, time to do some research. I'm going to figure out how to fix this thing.
The most I have ever done. Mm-hmm. Well, no, I do basic. I don't do it anymore. I used to be able to do basic maintenance on a vehicle, right? Oil change, brakes, pads, rotors. I did that on my first couple cars. So I'm comfortable doing that kind of stuff. I don't anymore, but that's just a time thing, right? And I don't really have the setup to do it anymore. I have a tiny little garage. But the most I've really ever done like custom to a car was literally putting Knight Rider scanner lights in the front of my Chevy Cavalier.
That's awesome.
It's so much fun doing that. And that was just, very easy, but I was so proud of myself for doing that.
Yeah, I also pimped out a Cavalier one time too. It was I think it was a 94 Cav red. And it was like, well, when I got it though, I think I got it in like 2002, maybe 2003. So it was already kind of getting up there in age. And it was sort of like the height of Fast and Furious. So yeah. So I'd put I wired in neon lights like under the seats, and I think I put some neons like ground effects under. It's so douchey, dude. It's so bad.
I always kind of wanted neons when I was.
Of course you did. Of course you did. Everybody did.
Kind of did. Like I kind of just wanted neons. Now it'd be so easy because they don't need to be real neon. It's all LED lighting now.
Mm-hmm.
It's a hell of a lot easier, right? And they're less fragile too, right? That was the problem with neons, right? You had to protect them because especially the ground kits, they were like anything,
like tubes.
That's it. Yeah, they were true neon tubes. Yeah, and if you smacked anything, something kicked up on the road, there goes your expensive neon kit. Like even if you did it yourself, it wasn't cheap.
No,
to get those kits. So yeah, I always wanted those. That would be if I could take LED technology back to the early 2000s. Yeah, I'd totally kit my stupid Cavalier out with that just for fun.
Yeah,
It'd be great.
If you saw someone driving around like right now, like at nighttime,
with ground lighting,
yeah, like it is comical looking. Like it just looks so dumb. But
it is. It even looks weird. Like nowadays, you're right. It's culturally very, very passe, right? To do that. I think one of the things I've seen a lot of are the Jeeps with like the halo, like the halo of color in the headlight. Have you seen those?
Oh yeah,
it's like almost like runners, but they're like it's like a colored ring where they around the headlight, and they're just like on like green or whatever. And I'm like, okay, it does look weird though. It stands out. Whereas, yeah, you're right. In the early 2000s, mid 2000s, you would have seen that stuff a lot, actually, by comparison.
Oh, a lot. Yeah, everybody's running around with stupid neons, but
and Honda Civics were.
Oh yeah, buddy of mine.
So many modded Civics out there.
Yeah, a good friend of mine had a Civic, and yeah, I'm pretty sure there was ground effects on that too. I think I don't know. I'm sure there had to.
You remember we used to put like the spoilers on? Like Civics were the most modded vehicle for that particular duration. It was so funny. You'd see it, you're like, oh, there's a Civic, and it'd have some huge ass wing spoiler on the back.
Yeah. Oh, or when they attach the fake like burper exhaust pipe on the end of your actual exhaust pipe.
Oh my gosh, that's right, because it was all just for show.
Yeah, basically a kazoo on the end of your exhaust.
Yeah. Oh my god. So actually, there were ones that you could put on there that didn't even actually do anything. Like
it just looked cool.
They just looked bigger. It was so funny. It was so funny to get a Civic. Then I ended up buying a Civic later, but after that fad was over. But I was making fun of them for like 10 years because every time you'd see one, you're like, why are you putting a huge ass spoiler on a front wheel drive car? Like, do you realize how spoilers work? Like, that doesn't do anything. If anything, you're lifting the vehicle away from the power from the drivetrain. Whatever.
Yeah. Speaking of spoilers, Breeze.
Spoiler.
Did you watch How to Train Your Dragon, the new one?
I did. That was part of. You remember we talked last episode about I knew that I had an outing scheduled.
Yeah.
For Father's Day. That was the outing. Which I was really excited about because it was weather independent. It was supposed to be really rainy. It wasn't here in Cleveland actually, but that was the plan. So we got tickets to go see How to Train Your Dragon in 3D, which actually was a good experience. I think the 3D experience is fine. I'm fine with it now. I think it got gimmicky for a while. I liked it. It was fine. They didn't overdo it. It felt immersive. Actually, I would say that about the whole movie. Again, no spoilers here. First of all, it's How to Train Your Dragon, right? How old that movie is 16 years old, the original?
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
Yeah. So it's 15, 16 years ago. It's the same plot. So you're not gonna, there's no real plot spoilers there. So I'm not gonna reiterate it in case for some reason you haven't seen that movie. But if you haven't, just go see this one. And I think it's actually better.
You think it's a better story than the fully animated?
Yeah, well, they enrich the story a little bit. And this doesn't get into spoiler territory because it really kind of just is covered. It's more world building. Then they hit it really quickly. But they kind of give you a little bit of exposition. It's not like ham-fisted, like they just work it into the dialogue. But instead of just this is this island of Vikings, right? Mm-hmm. That's just what they are. They set it up instead that it is a convergence of basically Viking tribes or like combat tribes, basically. It's dragons are a problem around the world.
Okay.
And different tribes from all over the world have basically been converging on the point where they know the dragons are coming from. And so this is basically like a forward base of like the best warriors and the best fighters and the best clans from all these tribes are converged. So that's the narrative, which kind of gives it a little bit less of an Icarus hubris thing for the chief, the village chief, because the animated one, it's like it's okay. This is your Captain Ahab, right? And this is your whale, right? This is your Moby Dick. It's not. It doesn't come across as that, which is I think good because it doesn't make it look like this guy's just leading everyone on a death mission just to do it. It's more like, no, this is literally why we're all here. We're all here to train fighters, to train everything at this forward island to try and, extinguish the dragon threat for the rest of the world. Like it's kind of cool. I like what they did with that.
My question, since I haven't seen it yet, like they were able to accomplish like a kind of grit in this movie, right? Like,
yes.
Okay, so it wasn't just
everything feels more real.
Okay.
Primarily and obviously because it has real humans. Like the acting is really good, but because there are real individuals and it just feels more real. The quality of the dragons are rendered very well. I will say that. I know there's probably a lot of concern about that. The dragons
that's
are
my next question whenever you finish the statement.
They're rendered very well.
Okay.
They did them justice. They added some, I want to say some realism. There's some of the dragon types that don't look as goofy cartoony because they're not goofy cartoons anymore. They actually look almost like a Jurassic Park extrapolation.
Okay, that's what I was going to ask. Like, because I saw in the trailer, I saw Toothless.
Yeah,
it looked exactly like Toothless.
He does, and he's got probably the most.
Cartoonish?
He still looks like a dragon, though. He's iconic. They can't lose his iconic.
Right?
look.
Yeah, exactly. Okay.
They took more liberties with the other types. They're fundamentally the same, but they did kind of like there was that one like really dopey fat looking one.
Yeah.
That was just absurd with like the tiny wings. They kind of amped him up a little bit to make him more of a threat.
Okay.
As opposed to the bumbling idiot that he was drawn as.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was good. Dialogue was pretty much beat for beat. They added some dialogue where they needed to. They took out some dialogue and some things. They actually kind of fixed a few things from the first movie that I didn't understand that I won't necessarily get into, but there's like, honestly, just broadly speaking, and they're not big fixes, little things here and there, lines that just didn't make sense, didn't really add value. So it was a little bit streamlined. And I'm talking like maybe by like a few minutes at tops, but then they filled it with things that just gave a little bit more characterization, especially behind like Astrid and the other kids. They gave a little bit more there, a little bit more motivation for why they do what they do, why they are who they are.
I'm excited to see it.
You should wait. I would recommend it to anybody. This is a hard recommendation. Yeah, absolutely.
Maybe I'll take the wife to the movies maybe on Sunday.
Yeah. Lots of fun. I would highly recommend it. It was a great movie. I'd honestly watch it again. I'll probably watch it like 6 times after it comes out streaming or whatever digital service. It's really good.
Yeah, cannot wait. Mm-hmm. All right. Well, let's keep moving through because we do have quite a list of things here to do. Lots of stories and things. We also do have a few national days to get to.
Yeah, just a handful.
But before we get to that, I saw something pop up on like an ad on Instagram or something, and I thought it was fake. I thought it was like a goof. It was for a coffee enema. Breeze.
What?
Yeah. So, well, of course I clicked on it, and I'm like, "What is this?"
What?
Yeah.
No.
So I checked it out, and I'm like, "No, this can't be real." So then I got on Amazon. I'm like, you know what? I'm like, if this is real, it must exist on Amazon. So I looked it up. I looked up coffee enema, and now that's probably going to be in my algorithm, so that's great. But anyway, yeah, dude, you can buy kits of with like a funnel and a tube and some cold brew coffee designed for your butt, and you can just pour it in. You just pour it in your butt, the coffee. I don't understand. He's like, I left. I'm gone. Woo, buddy. Okay, so
I'm reading on a Healthline website just to see what the potential benefits are. Liver detoxification, boosting the immune system. Really?
I know. I saw the benefits too.
Oh, there's no research to support any of these claims. Okay, so the claims are it detoxifies your liver, your intestines, boosts.
Yes, it boosts.
It boosts your immune system. And okay. Treating cancer.
I don't understand.
No. Risks and warnings. Abdominal pain. Yep. Bloody stool. Yep. You just shot coffee up your butt. Rectal pain or burning. Yep.
Well, it's because you're shoving a plastic tube up your butt.
Exactly what you'd expect. Fluid overload. Sodium depletion. Yep.
Fluid overload.
Septicemia. Blood poisoning. That
seems a little risky. God. Just drink it. Just drink it.
3 deaths. 3 deaths are on record from following a coffee enema.
What?
This has killed people. This procedure has killed people.
Wow. Okay.
No. This is fascinating. This is actually why we do this show. This is actually get some of the interesting stuff.
Get to the bottom of this. No pun.
Oh my! Thank you.
Yeah.
Wait.
I think if you're gonna risk pouring anything into your own butt, like there's chances of things going wrong, like severely wrong, like because it's not supposed to go in. It's a one direction. Like you've heard of people like butt chugging beers.
I had only heard of it from you.
Oh, okay.
I thought you were making that up.
No, it's a legit. It's a real thing. Yeah, I of course have never done it. I actually know someone who has done it, but
I thought that was a joke that you had made up like years ago because you told me about butt chugging, and I'm like, this is okay. Is this a new like? You guys were sitting around one night and just joking about this kind of thing. No, this is a thing.
I can only imagine now that the AI editor that does like the description of the show, one of the show topics is probably going to say butt chugging.
Because we've said it 6 times already.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, but no, I guess the idea behind the butt chug is because the colon is very absorbent. So if you pour something in, it amplifies the alcohol, like goes like right to your bloodstream, which sounds dangerous. Like,
yeah, it does.
Like you're bypassing all the proper steps it's supposed to take.
Yeah, there's a reason that our body has like 3 filters in line from consumption into the bloodstream. Like, yeah, like the liver, the kidneys, like there's a reason we're built with filters.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
yeah.
Don't bypass the filters. Like, first of all, this is all like an episode of South Park, right? Do you remember that episode?
No.
There was the episode in South Park where somebody basically touted the health benefits of basically instead of ingesting food the proper way, you ingested the inverted mechanism.
Oh, for God's sakes.
I'm not. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying that life imitates art, apparently, but the fact that this is a thing and that Matt Stone and Trey Parker made fun of it almost 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So
listeners, please don't do this. Just
say warning.
We want you around. We don't want you to be a coffee enema death. Like, don't do that. We need more listeners, not fewer. Please do not do that. I'm also thinking of like, is this like a bidet thing? Like, do you just like, spray it? No, but you actually inject it. That's terrifying.
Oh yeah. Yeah. There's tubes and funnels involved.
Speaking, we're going to segue again here. So you have another thing on the board that I was kind of curious about: eating shitty cereals as a kid.
Oh yeah. Yeah. My wife and I were talking about this just the other day. Because she was like jonesing for some not cornflakes, little brown ones, Cheerios. And
I was gonna say, does anyone jones for cornflakes? That seems like
no.
Cheerios I can kind of get, although I'm not a fan. But go ahead.
Well, I'm like, oh, I could, like, it sounds pretty good. Like, I want some Honey Nut Cheerios, but like when I do Honey Nut Cheerios, I like to put extra honey on them, and I'll slice up a banana and put it on there too. It's fantastic.
Yes.
Yeah. So, but she thought that was odd. She's like, you put more honey on your Honey Nut Cheerios? I'm like, I do.
I've heard of that.
Yeah. But then we started talking about how when we were kids, like, I'm not sure how your cereal situation was when you grew up.
Crappy.
Okay.
Crappy.
Yeah. It was always like we had cornflakes, and they weren't even cornflakes. They were like crisp corn something.
Cornflakes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Or like something O's. Like they weren't Cheerios.
Nope.
Yeah.
Odeos
or something.
Yeah.
Oh, it was something Odie's. Yeah, it was like
O's. I think it was just O's. It was really
it might have
bizarre.
been, yeah. Odos.
It had like a donkey on the front. It's like, yep, this is what they eat, and this is what I'm eating. There we go.
You had a picture on the front of yours?
Sometimes, yeah. Well, they're very generic. We didn't get like Cornflakes Rooster or anything like. We get the
the Tony the Tiger.
Tony the Tiger's on Frosted Flakes, but Cornflakes had like a rooster.
Oh, it was just the rooster. Yeah, I don't know if the actual name, but I think it was just the rooster.
Yeah, it may have been named Kellogg the Rooster. I don't know. That's a good question. There was a rooster on there. I never liked cornflakes.
Me either.
Too boring.
But what we were joking about was the way we made them like palatable was by sprinkling quite a lot of sugar on them when we were kids.
Yeah.
And do you remember like when you would finish your bowl of bland Frosted Flakes smothered in sugar, when you got to the bottom of the bowl, like when it was just the milk, there'd be this layer of undissolved sugar because there was too much in it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was oversaturated, didn't dissolve.
Yeah. That was the best little treat at the end.
Absolutely, dude. Drinking the milk of like Lucky Charms. If you did get like good cereal on rare occasions, and Lucky Charms was one of my favorites. That and Fruit Loops.
Oh yeah, I was like Captain Crunch.
Favorites. Yeah, that's almost too much.
It is a lot. Yeah,
it is now. It's too much for me now. I can have Fruit Loops now and be like, oh, this is kind of fun. Like, and Lucky Charms, I could totally have. Like, oh god, if we got Lucky Charms in the house, which we don't usually buy,
you're just gonna eat them all.
I turned into that parent though, where the kids don't get. Like,
you just hide it from the kids. These are mine.
Well, I would. We actually genuinely don't buy it because I would totally have like a bowl of Lucky Charms in the morning. That's not good for me at my age.
No. Did you remember when they came out with, I don't remember what milk company it was. They came out with cereal milk. I think we talked about this before on the show. Joe and I did. Not
with me, yeah, other Joe. But I think I seem to remember that. Like my brain is kind of resonating with what you just said, but I don't recall.
Well, they took. Detail. I think they took like your statement, like what you just said, which was the milk at the bottom of the bowl was like, it was so good. And they're like, oh man, like, are we missing some kind of a marketing like opportunity here? And they're like, let's just make that flavor of milk, like the bottom of the bowl milk when the cereal's gone. It did not catch on at all because it sounded disgusting.
To nobody.
Yeah. No, everyone's like, ew. Like, I don't want it like manufactured. It's just it's a good treat at the end. But anyway, enough about cereal.
Enough about cereal.
Yeah. All right. So let's grab a few national days and then we'll jump into these other stories.
Yeah. Okay. We got a few of them here. So we got World Music Day coming up on Saturday the 21st, or for our listeners a couple days ago. Saturday, June 21st is World Music Day. So that's kind of fun. You can listen to some cool music in celebration of that.
Did I just have deja vu or did you just repeat yourself?
I repeated myself a little bit.
Okay. All right. Let's make sure. I'm like, did I just have like a total brain fart? Like what just happened?
No. I'm just reading this stuff off.
Is it like specific music or just celebrating all music?
It is World Music Day. It's not even National Day. That's why I like to find these ones that are world days. So it's an international.
You know what? I'm not sure if I know this about you, Breeze.
What?
What's your go-to music? What do you pop on in the car when it's just you?
Fall Out Boy.
Okay. Do you really?
I sometimes, yeah. Sometimes I do like to listen to some like off. Like I enjoy if I'm alone and I'm in a rock out kind of mood.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do like Fall Out Boy, like Offspring.
Yeah.
Maybe some Linkin Park, although I kind of listened to that to death when I was in college, so that's actually feeling stale to me.
Yeah, it definitely can.
Yeah, that's typically what I end up turning on is that kind of stuff. Yeah, I don't know. Like high tempo stuff. That's typically what I listen to. It's not really. I don't think it's a particular genre. If there is, I don't know the name for it. But yeah, that's typically what I turn on. I have a lot of instrumental stuff I listen to when I'm working because I don't like lyrics when I'm at work and trying to think through things. But that's not what I would call like. I don't put that on the car when I'm driving.
Is it like a jazz bar, just some like soft jazz in the background?
Honestly, a lot of it's based off of film scores and video game scores.
Oh, okay. So very epic.
Really designed to be in the background of stuff. Yeah. So I use that instead. Yeah, some of the jazz stuff. Sometimes I'll listen to that. Although I find that a lot of the jazz mixes I get on Spotify, like there's too many pieces that tend to kind of irk me a little bit. They just kind of get under my skin a little, and I don't like that. So I've strayed away from those, and I've just stuck to scores.
No, I agree. We were on Bourbon Street a few years ago, and we stopped at this jazz bar. And I think I was in there for a total of 8 minutes. And I just couldn't do it. Like I couldn't sit there and just watch people play jazz because I don't care for it. It's not like, I don't think it's bad. It's just not for me.
And that's exactly it too. It's like, yes, this is well done.
Yeah, I recognize the talent it takes.
Well done.
Yeah,
not my cup of tea.
Yeah, I think for like my go-to music in the car would be, I mean, obviously like Shinedown is a big one for me. I love listening to them, but
good stuff.
As far as like other specific bands, dude, I don't lean into other bands heavy. I just listen to like 90s alt, and current stuff. Like I like some of the newer music. Like there's one called Nokia. It's like my baby girl. Like it's a weird song, but I love that song, dude. It's so good. Like I like what's it, Sia?
Sia's good. I like Sia music. Yeah.
Yeah. I even like some current rap songs. Most of them are bad, but I don't fall into a category. If I like a song, I don't care where it falls. I just like the song.
So yeah, I think you and I are very aligned in that. It's more of an eclectic. People are like, what kind of music do you listen to? I listen to the music that I like.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
If you make a good song, I will add it to my playlist and I will listen to that song.
I will say the only genre I will tend to veer from, because for the most part I don't care for it, is country. And my wife loves country.
Oh, that's interesting. See, at least my wife and I are in agreement on that one. I was just going to jump in with that. I'm like, I'll tell you what you won't hear on my car radio.
Yeah.
And that's country music.
I just don't love it.
Yeah, I think my country appreciation starts and ends with Thunder Rolls by Garth Brooks, and that's the end of it. Way back when.
I think
I don't know why I'm okay with that song, but no, the rest of it is not really mine.
Yeah, like one song, I guess not song, but one style of country music that'll really irk me is when they'll take everything stereotypical about country people and just put it into a song. Like
lyrically?
Oh my God, dude, when they start singing about dirt roads, solo cups, beer, their dog, like I'm like, just stop. Like,
I'm going to cross promote a little here, but I love the YouTube channel of There I Ruined It.
Oh, that's great. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Where he basically parodies the country songs. Oh man.
Yeah. Joe and I did something with that. Oh God, it was a while ago, probably a couple years ago. But yeah, that YouTube channel is very funny.
All right. We got a couple of national days here. That's
sorry.
Okay.
Spun us off there.
Another one's on June 21st here, which is National Selfie Day. It kind of caught my eye because the picture of the one on the calendar that I review for this has the selfie stick, the infamous selfie stick, which I don't see as many of anymore.
You don't. It faded away.
Yes, and I think that was nice. I know for a while there were places they were like they would not allow them.
Well, I think when they introduced the 0.5 on the camera, it kind of eliminated the need for a selfie stick. You could just use your arm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've always just done the traditional selfie. I've never used a selfie stick in my life.
Me neither. At least I don't think I have. Maybe I have once.
You're a professional photographer, so I would, that's a bit different for you, probably.
Well, I'm not going to use it professionally.
You just pull it like a tripod, like out of your cargo shorts. You're like, blah. That's the real reason you wear cargo shorts, isn't it? So you can like carry tripods around.
Yeah, just carry camera gear.
Like an episode of Fresh Prince where Jeffrey
busts out Lucille.
Busts out Lucille. Yeah. It's the name of your tripod. And then we got coming up Friday, June 27th, is National Ice Cream Cake Day. And I brought this one up because it's sometimes divisive. In fact, even in my neighbor group, there's been some whole, to ice cream cake or not to ice cream cake. That is the question. Where do you fall on this, Dave?
I would say, like, I enjoy an ice cream cake. They're not my favorite. I do like regular ice cream with regular cake with like a side of ice cream. That's very good. Mm-hmm. The only way I really enjoy ice cream cake is if it has that layer of like crunchy stuff in it.
Oh yeah.
So it gives it some kind of a texture. You know what I mean?
I agree. I think that's actually a really, it can't just be a block of
ice cream. Yeah. Then you're just eating ice cream.
Yeah. I like some crumble, like especially like an Oreo, like I'm thinking an Oreo ice cream cake where they've got like the cookie crumble layer.
Yeah. Anything.
Or multiple layers in there and you just insert that in. Yes. Again, there's a ice cream shop I've mentioned a few times on the show, Mitchell's in Cleveland, and they have really good ice cream cakes. If we're going to get ice cream cake for a birthday party, we end up getting one from Mitchell's.
I think the only thing I don't like about ice cream cakes is there seems to be there's a timer that begins as soon as you get them out. Like,
yes, that's true. Yeah, so, you can let a sponge cake stay out for quite some time.
Yeah, like it's fine. It's been sitting there. How long has this cake been sitting there? Like 6 hours. Like it still looks great, and you're gonna have some. You let that ice cream cake like sit for like 20 minutes, especially outside. It's done. It's ruined.
Oh yeah, completely.
Yeah,
completely ruined.
Oh my gosh. So anyway, any more national days?
No, that's it.
That's it, huh? Are you a big ice cream guy just in general?
Oh, that's all you brought there. As if I control the national days. Oh, really? That's it, Breeze? That's all you.
Yeah, come on, dude.
Fine.
right. So before we jump into the stories, one more. This is a new movie coming out. We both watched the trailer.
Mm-hmm.
It is Naked Gun 2.
Yeah, we mentioned this a couple of shows ago, I think, because we were talking about Liam Neeson and Leslie Nielsen.
Wasn't there a part Dukes or something like that? Or that was Hot Shots?
Yeah, Hot Shots Part 2. And there was, I think Naked Gun was like 33 1/3 or something was one of the sequel titles.
Okay.
If I remember correctly.
All right. So, all right.
Can I confirm?
So I think you're right. So yeah. We, like I said, both watched the trailer. Naked Gun 2 stars Liam Neeson, and I can't remember who else.
It starts and ends with Liam Neeson, as far as I'm concerned. Like, I think it's hilarious that it's him.
Yeah, from what I gather from the trailer, Liam is the son of Leslie Nielsen from the first one.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that looked like it was from the trailer. And again, it's just trailer, so there's no risk of spoiler. I'm not going to put a spoiler alert for a trailer. The OJ joke was really funny.
Dude, it's the trailer. It all looks really good. Like,
it all does look really funny. And Liam Neeson's just he's so deadpan.
Yes.
And I think he's perfect for this. If you're going to bring this back, I think he's perfect for it.
Yeah, I cannot wait to see this. It is so slapsticky, stupid. You can just tell it's going to be like super dumb.
It is, but I think for the Gen Xtra audience, this is our movie.
Yes.
This is a Gen X movie.
Yeah, by dumb I mean great.
Yes.
It's going to be fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah, just I don't want to describe the trailer, so just if you got a second and you're listening, just jump on YouTube, look up the trailer. It looks really funny.
It does. I'm very excited. We'll do a review here on the show, I'm sure. I'll go to see this one. Probably not with anybody because I can't think of my wife enjoying this one.
But, maybe I'll drive over to Cleveland and watch it.
Oh yeah, good idea. Let's do that.
All right, so Breeze, we have 4 stories.
We do.
Should I play the weird news?
Yeah, because there's some weird news.
It's justifiable with 4 of them. All right, here we go.
From all across the world, there are stories to be told. The strange, the bizarre, funny, freaky, the abnormal, and extraordinary. Grab your beer or pour some booze. It's time for the weird news.
Yeah.
I love that intro.
Me too. It's so good. Okay, I'm going to kick us off, Breeze. This is an interesting story. Also, to note, this came out. The story was 10 years old.
Okay.
So, I'm not going to read the entire story. I have read it, so I'm just going to kind of tell you about it. There was a woman named Ellie Lobel. Anyway, she started getting sick. Yeah, the story, this is an interesting one. Sort of takes a bit of a turn. It's a little frightening. But anyway, so she started getting sick. This is back in 2015. She started like months had gone by, progressively feeling worse every day. Went to the hospital, come to find out that she had contracted Lyme disease. She was out on a hike one day, and when she came home, had a tick on her, and she saw like that bullseye, mark that they'll leave. And like I said, she just progressively started going downhill as far as just the way she was feeling. And just time had gone on, like it started turning into like years of her just feeling like total crap all the time, not wanting to get out of bed, feeling like absolute garbage. And to the point where like several years now, we're talking like 5 years in with Lyme disease, she started to almost wish for the end for herself.
Oh yeah, Lyme disease is terrifying.
Yeah. And she started just feeling like every day might be her last. And she decided that she's like, I just want to go out. I want to just breathe, some like fresh air, sunshine. And she went to like some, rural area in California. She got an Airbnb. She wanted to enjoy the,
with an extra side of bees. Sorry.
Yeah. Yes. Airbnb BBs. Damn, man, making light of the story.
Derailed the story.
So anyway, so this woman, she's this Ellie. She decided to take a walk. So she's in California. She leaves her Airbnb and she's just walking, slowly down the walk, and sees this patch of flowers. And she goes over to it and she wanted to smell them and just kind of check them out. And next thing you know, she hears a buzzing, and she gets stung. And as she kind of swatting away at the bee, she starts to get swarmed, and she got hit like 15 or 20 times, and they ended up being like African killer bees, like the murder hornets.
Yeah.
So she ended up she got away from did her best to run away. The bees finally retreated back. She went back to her Airbnb and bees, and son of a bitch. And,
you're welcome.
And then that night, she thought, okay, like after all these horrible stings, I'm in terrible pain from all these stings. Like, this is it. And she's like, I'm gonna die tonight. And she lay down and woke up the next morning and thought the same thing again and again. And after like 3 or 4 days, she started feeling better, but not better from like all the bee stings. She started feeling better than she really ever had been in the past like 5 or 6 years since she got Lyme disease. And so then like another like 14 days goes, and all of a sudden she's like, what is going on? Like, I feel great. And so she went to her doctor, and they did a test, and they're like you don't have Lyme disease anymore. Like, what happened? And she told them the story about the bees. So then come to find out that there were some trials being done, I think in Australia, where like their scientists were trying to find a cure for Lyme disease. And one of these radical trials was bees, like being stung by like killer bees, because something in the proteins and in the way, like in the venom or whatever it is, the poison, that in the way your body reacts to it, like it has an effect on the Lyme disease as well. They concluded that this kind of treatment was unethical, because to bring a patient and be like, I got a sting of about 30 bees, like they're like, we can't do this. So I don't know personally if they've ever tried anything else with this. My wife and I were talking about like extracting the bee venom, or trying to introduce it into your body some other way other than having bees sting you. I don't know. But so she's actually she's gone around and she's been like kind of not promoting doing it, just making people aware that are suffering from Lyme disease, that she would have never believed in a million years if someone told her to go get stung by bees and it would help. She would have never believed him.
Oh yeah, for sure. Why would you?
She's like, it worked. Like it worked. So
that sounds insane.
I know. So I was thinking, I'm like, if I got Lyme disease, like, would I let like 15 or 20 bees sting me? I'm like, I don't know.
I might, for something like Lyme disease.
Yeah.
You said that part of the story. I'm like, that's actually like the diseases that ticks carry is actually, you have your fear about being in deep water.
Yeah, yours ticks.
I have my fear of ticks. Like that to me, I'm like, that they're just so, because it's so plausible, right? In my
very
head.
plausible.
Like,
way
yes,
more plausible than getting eaten by a shark.
And that's what's terrifying to me, right? Because you can avoid going into deep water, but like realistically, where we live in the northeast of the country, you can't avoid ticks. No. And so it's terrifying to me. That's actually one of my bigger fears. Yeah. So I wear, I cover my ankles if I'm out in long pants, like whatever, or I'll coat myself in spray.
Yeah. My uncle, he has this stuff that's called like promethazine, Prometheus or something. Not Prometheus.
Prometheus. Sure, why not? I don't know.
Yeah, but anyway, it comes like a yellow bottle, and he sprays it all over his. He'll pull his socks up over his pant legs, and spray like his shoes and his socks up his pants, like with that, to try and because once the ticks make contact with that stuff that you spray on yourself, they die within like, I think it's like 20 seconds. Like they're dead.
Oof. Nice.
Yeah,
I need to figure out what. When you narrow that down, let me know. I'm just gonna get some.
Promethazine, something like that. I don't know. I can't remember the name of it. I'll
Google it.
Yeah.
Now I know generally what that's for. But yeah, I've tucked my jeans into my socks before for depending on where you're going. Like I don't do it all the time, but like if it's like thick brush on the ground, I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna go. I don't care if I look weird. I'm gonna keep the ticks off my ankles.
I've only ever had one tick ever, which is very surprising because I am in the brush and tall grass all the time for photos.
Yeah, and where you live.
Yeah, we live in the country.
Yeah, like I live in a city, so I probably have less likely there. But
still grass, man.
Yeah, that's my point. It doesn't matter. It's crazy.
Yeah,
all right,
I'm sure you see deer running around your neighborhood too.
Oh yeah, well there were literally 3 of them on my front porch for like the past 4 days. Before
on the front porch?
Oh yeah, literally. I can get them on my Ring doorbell cam. I'll see if I can find the pictures. They just hang out.
What is wrong with these deer?
Yeah. They can't get hunted here. Like if you
so
think
they're
about
just like
it's
chilling on your lawn furniture, like just hanging out
under it. But yeah,
wow.
Yeah, they'll curl up under our lawn furniture in the back all the time. Wake up, have breakfast. Family of deer in the backyard.
Poor thing.
Like within 8 feet of the house. Yeah.
I guess that's what just you do. It's a trade, like they can't get hunted, but they have nowhere to hang out. Except people's porches.
They like the porches. They like the yards and all the flowers. We don't plant flowers anymore because they eat them all. So which I'm fine with. I don't really care one way or the other, but I just got tired of paying the money every year when they would just eat them within 2 days.
Yeah. All right. What's your story? What do you got?
All right. Well, we got something here, which is kind of a bridal story. So right up your photographer alley.
Nice.
Headline is Bride Sparks Dinner Debate After Charging No-Show Wedding Guests for Their Missed Meals.
Ooh.
So this is the story. June 16th. Yeah. So with tagline from I do, as in the verb, to I do, as in a bill is due.
Right. I-D-U-E.
I do to I-D-U-E. Yeah. You got to spell that out for the podcast. Yeah. So apparently this bride was, you get RSVPs for the wedding, right? You get a head count for catering, all what I would expect here. This story comes from one of the guests whose boyfriend couldn't make it. Actually, she and her +1 and her mother were unable to make it due to illness and work scheduling issues. So yeah, okay. Hey, I got sick and I got work scheduling problems. I can't make it to your wedding. Sorry. It was a day. Oh, it looks like it was a day of cancellation. So, okay, depending on your line of work. The bride gets upset, saying she spent $50 per plate and can't believe they're not coming when they RSVP'd.
That's what I was going to ask, is if it was plate service. Yep. Okay.
Yeah, plate service. She told me she's tempted to ask them to pay $50 for not coming. She's going to charge. She's going to send them a bill for not showing up.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I guess if you maybe in like the RSVP initially, by RSVPing, you are agreeing to, to come to our wedding. If you do not,
I don't know. I wouldn't want to make my RSVP like a contract. That feels weird.
Oh, definitely. I would never do that either. But what I'm saying, if she's having these thoughts, maybe she should have put like a little asterisk at the bottom. Like if you decide not to show up, plates are, we will be expected to be reimbursed for the money that we spent on your food. Now, granted, it probably got eaten by somebody.
Well, that was actually some of the Redditor comments that had been put in here when I flipped over to the Reddit source for the story. Was like, just pack it up, like pack it up and eat the leftovers. Like, there's places for the food. Like even when we got married, we had buffet service, but we still got to keep whatever we wanted. Like they literally just kept it in the foil trays, and they said, "Hey, you can come back, come back tomorrow, and we'll have it all packed up for you." And my mom went back and got it, and like family had like leftovers. Like they just shared it out with the family, and everyone ate. So from a food perspective, yeah, my thought is, God, if you're that concerned about the spend, don't be getting a $50 per plate wedding. I mean,
well, here's the thing too. Like
maybe I'm out of the game. I mean, I got married years ago, but $50 a plate seems really expensive.
That's about. I mean, like around here, it's anywhere between 30 to 70. Like a plate, depending on the caterer.
Yeah, and I get that. So I would expect more like 30 a plate. But again, like if you're going to be this uppity about the cost, maybe don't go with that. I don't know. I'm getting judgy.
Yeah, no, I get it too. Because like, I think as a couple, having a wedding, you almost have to expect that someone's not going to show up. You know,
Yeah,
it's so
it
you
depends on the notice too. Like some of these places, although it depends on the venue, right? If there was like reserved seating and it's reserved seating on top of that, like the venue might have a problem with last day. Place we went, if people like we paid per plate, but then like if we got to give them like a final update, right? Like 2 days or 3 days before the wedding, and said actually like, you know, it's the list has been adjusted. So they don't make the food, so we don't get charged for it. Right. Yeah. So you have 200 people, and then all of a sudden you get like, oh, you know, we're not gonna be able to make it. Something happened. Okay, now you're down to like 190. Great. We didn't have to pay for those 10.
Right. Well, they did say it was day of. It was day of.
This was day of, so I think that's probably too late. But
yeah, so they're just gonna have to eat the cost, Breeze.
Oh.
Sorry. Oh god!
Nice. You just had to get one of the soundboard makeup for my.
I did.
So anyway, that's the no-show guest for the bride. I'm glad I'm not in the wedding scene anymore. Have you ever seen anything like that personally? Where there's because you get a meal, right? You're the videographer, photographer.
Yeah, usually like if a couple is, I don't want to say kind enough because let me start this over. When a couple has plate service, I always tell them to don't buy us plates because I know how expensive they are. Like I don't want to have to add 2 more plates to your, you know, already very expensive plate meals or your plate service. So I'm like, we will bring something to eat. I'll pack a sandwich. Like it's fine. If they're having buffet style, I'm definitely gonna grab a plate of buffet food. Like there's plenty.
Yeah.
But no, some couples are, you know, very appreciative of me saying like, don't buy us food because it could potentially cost them like an extra like $140 for us to eat. Like that's a lot.
Oh yeah.
Others are like no, like we're getting you food, like no questions. And you know, I'm not gonna
etiquette, right? Is you because we included them in our head count, like for sure.
I just don't want to see the couple have to pay that much for a couple extra plates.
Yeah.
I'll pack a sandwich, man. I'll be fine.
No, you're such a nice guy.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. We appreciate you, Dave. All right, what's the next story we got here?
All right, next story. My wife actually brought this one to my attention. This is from peoplemagazine.com, people.com. It says 137 plane passengers stuck on a 32-hour flight, which landed 5 times and ended up right back where it started.
So this came up at work a couple days ago. Somebody mentioned it was like an offhanded comment. I want to know more. Tell me more.
Oh, I wish I was the one who knew more, but I briefly skimmed it. So to give you the rundown here. So the people were so there were a lot of storms, and they kept having to get rerouted, and they would have to land at other airports and then take off again, and apparently did that 5 times. But as they kept trying to approach their destination, these storms just wouldn't let up. And it's like, all right, like we got to turn back around and head back down. You know, we're going to land again, try us again. Like apparently they put 32 hours worth of flight time in.
Oh my gosh.
And finally just up and decided just to go back home.
So where were they headed again? Does it say where they were headed? I'm trying to figure this out.
Yeah, it does. This was it wasn't in the States. It was somewhere else.
Departed from Zurich, Switzerland.
Yeah.
Headed for Crete in Greece.
Oh, yes. Crete. Yeah, it says drinks were served for all guests by the crew. Hotel accommodations were organized by Condor. Okay,
sounds like they actually did the passengers.
Yeah, they were taking care of them. I mean,
they did right by the passengers as well as they could. Oh man, I mean it's rough. I mean, it sounds like they were never like, other than the obvious inconvenience, it sounds like they were taken care of as much as they possibly could be.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of flights.
Wow.
What am I see? I swear I saw a couple memes or something about like was it like an Air India flight or something where somebody like jumped out of the plane. Did you see something about this? Like,
this wasn't that massive crash?
No.
Okay.
At least I don't think so.
Well, there was one recently, which is a tragic story, which is not weird news, but is that Airbus crash. That's one of the deadliest crashes if not the deadliest crash in airline history, because it was an Airbus, like it just had that many passengers on it. But no, somebody jumped out of the plane.
Yeah, like I guess there was, from what I understand, there was a loud like a loud bang, like from the engine, like during takeoff, and the passenger opened up the door and jumped out. Like, see if you can find this story. I swear this is real. Maybe it was fake. I don't know.
Survivor. Oh, here we go. Hang on here.
Okay.
June 13th. Survivor. This is from Reuters. So this is
Reuters.
This is from Reuters.
All right.
Survivor of Air India crash.
It sounds like
out.
I'm sorry. It sounds like a slang term for hemorrhoids. I got some Reuters.
Reuters.
Okay.
Heard of Reuters news outlet? It's one of the agnostic ones, right? Like it's.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
All right. So continue. Yeah.
Hemorrhoid.
Yeah. Ooh, you gotta quite the Reuter.
Oh my god. Okay. Only known survivor. Oh, this is the one.
This
only
is the crash.
Of the 242 people on board, he's the only survivor. He was sitting near an emergency exit and managed to jump out.
Like before it crashed or upon takeoff? Because that's where I was trying.
Yes, but must have been just before it crashed.
Wow.
Because he said, when I got up, there were bodies all around me. I was scared. I stood up and ran. The pieces of the plane were all around me. And someone grabbed a hold of me and put me in an ambulance and brought me to the hospital. It says it was not clear whether he managed to jump out before or after the impact. And I'm sure he doesn't know. I'm sure his brain just shut down.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, he is. He's one survivor out of that 242 person flight. And because he managed to get out. I mean, we don't know whether he just jumped out before impact. Like what happened? They don't know. He won't know.
Yeah, that's terrifying.
That is that story. I did not realize there was a survivor. I mean, I'm glad. Wow. I'm
glad someone survived, but man.
Yeah.
Terrible.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Actually,
Boeing's not doing too well with their planes, are they?
No.
Yeah. Not to get serious on the podcast, but yeah, pattern recognition.
Well, yeah. And speaking of plane crashes.
Oh, wow. Weird segue of the day. Okay, go ahead.
No, that was a terrible segue. I was just going to mention that I did watch a movie called Plane with Gerard Butler. It came out a few years ago, and I remember seeing it come out and just watched it recently, and it was very good. Had to do with a plane crash. But yeah, it was much better than I expected it to be.
Okay.
I thought
it's called Plane, not Airplane, which is one of my favorite movies.
Yeah, not Airplane, just Plane.
Okay.
Yeah, it was a good flick. I enjoyed it.
Huh.
But anyway, we got one more story, Bree. Something about a cult.
We do. Yes, a cult-like behavior, not a cult.
Yeah,
cult-like behavior. So this one I kind of resonate with me because I'll share a personal story for this from my high school. But the tagline here, because I love these taglines, cut the clap. Baffled parents forced to follow bizarre rule at kindergarten graduation.
Yes, remember that. This is kindergarten.
It's the kindergarten graduation, which, to be fair, the cynic that is me, no. Just no.
What, you mean having a graduation for kindergartens in general?
Correct. Yeah, I know I sound like a cold jerk.
It's a big deal. Breeze.
Well, what about first grade? And then second grade? Are you going to do a graduation for every year?
No, you're not. No, but kindergarten is their first introduction into school. So it's a big deal.
You actually survived the first year of actual schooling.
It's a big deal for the kids. It's a huge life change from living at home all the time, just having mom wait on you and watching cartoons. So when they finish kindergarten, it's nice to celebrate it. You Scrooge. We just lost some listeners. All right. Well, the confused and proud mother of a kindergartner went viral on social media, posting a video from her child's graduation ceremony. Parents were forced to withhold their applause, or at least most of it. There is a clip of this. You can look for this here. They basically were only allowed one clap per student. Not one clapping person. No, one singular clap.
Like one singular clap. And I guess there was... But what's weird here is there's only 17 kids.
I know. It's not like they were trying to save time.
I would like this at a high school graduation.
Yeah, where 97 kids.
200, or in my case, like 200 people.
And your hands start to hurt after a while from clapping.
They do. And that's what I was going to resonate. We had this like just a makeshift tradition. It wasn't like first of all, they were told this. Like, they were told this by the people, the organizers of the graduation. You think I'm a Scrooge? Okay. If I'm at the ceremony, you bet I will be celebrating these kids, right? I may be on the fence of whether it should be there at all, but celebrate them. You're there. Like, and for 17, your hands aren't going to fall off clapping 17 times. I'm sorry. Like,
no.
When we get people, we do Taekwondo tests, right? We've got like, I don't know, 35, 40, 50 people getting a new belt. Dude, it's applause for all of them. Every single one of them. It's not that hard. And my hands hurt because I've been holding boards for that past 3 hours.
Yeah.
But I'll still clap.
You guys you're just karate chopping your other hand instead of clapping, right?
That's really what it is,
yeah.
too. Yeah, but this is absurd. So I think it's absolutely absurd. But yeah, they were told by the organizers. But when I was in high school, for awards ceremony at the senior year awards ceremony, you get the whole school and they give out awards. But there was like a lot of stuff going on for all the students, and it was like, so yeah. But it became a tradition. Your hands get tired, whatever. Basically, people started to do just 2 claps, just like clap, clap. But it was a good spirit. But it was like, I don't know, you're not going to do that many times, so people just do 2 claps. But yeah, these poor kindergartners only got 1. Just 1 clap per kid.
I don't know. Like, there's no way the school decided to do this to preserve your hands as the audience members. Like, there's
no. Here's the rationale. Here we go. I got to the part of here. In the event a child does not have a parent, guardian, or caretaker in the audience, the 1 clap rule helps us prevent feelings of jealousy, emotional rejection, and neglect among kids.
So wait a second. So if a kid,
if someone couldn't show up to the ceremony.
Right. But you don't think other people would also just clap along for this kid? Every kid?
That's where my brain goes. Like, wouldn't you be clapping for every kid?
Yeah. I think this would actually isolate it even further if they weren't there. Like,
yeah.
You have 0 claps out of 1.
Yeah. Like, everyone, if you're there to celebrate, then celebrate. Just like, it does not make sense to me. My brain kind of broke over this story. So I'm glad I had the opportunity to talk through it. It's just like, what in the world? Yeah, 1 clap per kid.
Yeah.
Absurd. Absolutely absurd.
To the point you made earlier about, when you are clapping and your hands start to hurt. And eventually after, 50, 60, 80, rounds of people, the claps do start to dwindle because you're tired of clapping, your hands hurt. They should pass out. Those little, they're almost like New Year's, little things, little noisemakers. But
the little spinny things?
Not the spinny things.
Oh,
they're like, you shake them back and forth, and there's like a hand on each side of it, and they just
little
clap.
Clapper hands.
Little clapper hands.
Yeah, on the rubber bands there, little plastic. Yes,
yeah,
they should.
You should pass those out, dude. Those would be perfect.
There we go. Every graduation, you just bring out your little clapper.
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking of the football rattles, like the soccer rattles that they have, like it's on a stick, and there's like that gear grinding, clacking rectangle that spins around. Did you ever see those?
Yeah, that can be fun too.
That might be a little loud, but the little clapper things are great. That's a brilliant idea, Dave. I like this idea.
I think in the next graduation, they should hand out like party favors like that, little clappers, like the noisemakers that you put in your mouth. Yeah, the little spinny, rattly thingies. Yeah, that's a great idea.
Let's have some fun with this and save people's hands. I like that idea.
Yeah. Oh, actually, one point to this, and then we'll wrap the show up. Whenever I'm having a couple and I'm doing like a consultation, something I recommend to them, because a popular like wedding exit tradition when after they get married and they leave it, the church or whatever, the venue, they'll pass out bubbles.
Yes.
Yeah.
Instead of rice, so you don't kill the birds.
Sure.
Yes.
Yeah. But I always recommended to my couples that I said, if you guys do bubbles, I said you must incorporate something else that makes noise. So hand out bubbles to some people and hand out a noisemaker, a clapper, a kazoo. Actually, a kazoo is funny because one of my couples did do kazoos, even though I think I said it jokingly. But because what happens with bubbles is you have the bubble container in your left hand, you have the wand in your right.
And your mouth is occupied blowing bubbles. Yes.
So I'm like, so when you exit, have this grand exit, when everybody's supposed to be celebrating, I'm like, I've just seen it too many times where it's just very lackluster because everyone's hands and mouths are occupied with the bubbles. And like you hear like the one dude.
Profoundly awesome recommendation.
Yeah. I'm like the one dude in the back who didn't get bubbles, you'll hear him. I'm like, but that's about it.
That's a profoundly good recommendation. I I'm blown away with it. No pun intended.
Yes.
I'm really impressed with this recommendation. That's a really good idea. It does get quiet. You're right. I'm thinking back to weddings that have had bubbles.
It does. It's very quiet. Yeah.
It's very quiet.
It's not a very exciting exit. Yes, there's bubbles and it looks cool, but you got to mix it up.
Okay. I like it.
Yeah. So there you
Or
go.
just go back to rice, you know.
Yeah, birds
Screw the
is
birds.
fine. Yeah.
Oh man. Okay, cool. Okay, well next, there we go. We're going to plan some. I'll talk to the school board about getting clappers for graduations.
There you go.
I like that
Well,
idea.
we actually made it to the hour, man. I'm impressed.
We did. Lots to talk about this week. It was good. A lot of fun.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, let's wrap this one up, guys. Thank you all.
Enjoyed it. We did.
Yep. Thanks for checking us out, and we'll see you next Monday.